I woke up this morning and I feel like a new chapter has begun in my life. So I wanted to share with you the downloads that I've been getting, because it's really made me reflect and think of the eagle vision of the higher picture, the bigger picture in life. You know, I think of my past self from 10 years ago when I went through my initial spiritual awakening, and the person I was back then. There's a really famous quote that I like about no man steps in the same river twice. And it's because the river is always changing, so that it will never be the same river. And the man is always changing, so it will never be the same man. The reason why this is important is because we are always changing. But 10 years ago, you know, early on in our journey, I didn't know what the future held. And obviously, early on in life, we think about our paths and where we're going to go and what job we might take. You know, every single decision is changing the path ahead of us. And I made many decisions that were a lot different from my friends, like starting making YouTube videos and, you know, not just getting a full-time work, or I was investing in my time. I wasn't investing in how much money can I make. I was investing in, I need to have time off so that I can make YouTube videos, so that I can take risks in life. And a lot of those risks didn't seem to pay off. Like, took such a long time for things to really change and happen. And, you know, for a long time, nothing happened for me, in the sense that material results that I was after, those things didn't, you know, happen for me. But the things that did happen, and the advice that I'd give to my younger self now, is that, look where we are, I would say, invest in believing in yourself, because your most powerful asset in life, especially as a man, is going to be yourself. It's whatever situation God puts you in, you're the one there. It's not about what you've got when you're there. It's about your skills and your capabilities. And do you believe in yourself? Do you just trust yourself? You know, it's not about belief. I know now, but it all starts with a belief. Like spirituality, the first card in the tarot is the Fool card, because it's all about taking a leap of faith. If you want to learn anything in life, you have to take a leap of faith. And what people don't understand, and what we don't understand early on in life, is that the path ahead of us, let's have a look, the path ahead of us is not always known. It comes down to us at the end of the day. What people don't understand in life is that anything is actually possible, and you do have enough time to achieve those things, and it doesn't take as long as you think. Even if it takes 10 years, it is possible, and it's worth sacrificing that time, because otherwise you'll get 10 years later and nothing will have changed, or you won't have evolved. You will have just fit into your environment more, and that's what most people do, because they don't choose to be themselves.
Hello.
Hello. What's up? Saudi Cup?
Where you come from?
England.
England.
Yeah, planet Earth.
Where you going?
To the gym. I'm going to the gym.
Huh?
The gym.
Oh, the gym ball.
Yeah, yep. Saudi Cup.
ครับ
Sabadi May?
สบายดีครับ มีรถมารับได้ใช่ไหม
Yeah.
แท็กซี่เหรอ
It's okay, I'll run.
อ๋อ
Thank you. What's going on in Thailand today? So yeah, we don't always know what the future holds, but if I had some advice to give to my younger self, it would be just believe in yourself, keep going. Like, I'm so proud of you. Just, I know you, like, because I made some decisions that were hard to make and scary, you know. There was a clear path that was easy. I could just build my protection barriers slowly, you know, of wealth and, you know, life, and just put these walls around me, but they wouldn't have made me who I am today. And even now as I stand here, I don't know the future. There's not, you know, I'm not saying it's all going to be easy for me now, because, you know, it's not like I've made it in life in terms of what society thinks, but I've made it for myself. You know, within myself, I feel good within myself. I know myself. I feel strong and confident. You know, I can go anywhere in the world and do anything. I'm gonna be put in any situation, and I know that I'll be all right and taken care of. And that is my most valuable asset. You know, I never would have thought. I never would have thought growing up as well. I always thought, oh, when I've got this, or if I get, you know, this amount of subscribers, or if I get this money in this car or whatever, this job or whatever it is, you think we get these things, then we'll be happy. But actually, it's face your fears. You know, go and do the things you want to do and experience these things, even if you have to maybe let someone down that's hard for you to do. The person you'll become in the process is worth it, and you know, everyone around you will thank you for that, because you're like a trailblazer, you know, because you actually become the authentic, evolved version of yourself, you know. And everyone's on their own path in life. Everyone's on their own path in life, so it's not for others to judge what path you're going on. It's for you to know, and the only way you can really develop your own mind is to start listening to your intuition, the voice in your head, the voice that is good in your head, that's telling you to evolve, you know, to face your fears. Sometimes our needs and our wants and our desires that's the intuition telling you need to go and do something. It's for the experiences and that it brings, right? For the experiences it brings. Because the experiences shape our story, and our stories shape our minds. Because we're human beings, we're storytellers. So my advice to my younger self is relax. Everything's gonna be all right. You know, although I did face my fears and do these things, I stressed out way too much. And I'm not gonna say, oh, back in the day, 7 years ago or whatever. I've only really come to learn this more recently as I've become more stronger in the last few years, that, you know, to trust God's plan, to trust my intuition, to realise that, why am I stressing over everything? Just deal with what I've got to deal with right now in front of me, and trust that, you know, it will work out. Sometimes we have to take risks where we're not, like for example, when I quit my job, I was not making as much money. I'm taking a risk. But these things pay off in other ways, you know, and sometimes we think, you know, where am I going to be in 2 years if because when I quit my job, things continuously didn't go my way for a long time, you know. I had to go through difficult periods, you know, financially or whatever else. And sometimes you can worry, are things going to work out for me? You know, but I would say to my younger self, just trust the process. Your future self is like, yes, everything worked out. You know, and that's God's plan. That's the eagle vision. That's God's plan. You know, can you trust the process? And in doing so, the gratitude you feel when it all worked out, and it's like, oh my God, there is divine light. Oh my God, it was worth it, you know. But it's that leap of faith that so few are willing to do. You know, it's that's scary. But that is where your greatest power lies. you know, facing your fears, because that fear, that tension, that scared feeling we have, that powerful scared feeling, that alchemizes into your strength, and now it's like an aura you give off, which is super powerful when you become the original. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this message. Like, subscribe, and thank you to everyone that's joined me on my Patreon. I really appreciate you. If you want to join and gain access to my exclusive content, then click the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Until next time, peace and love, my friends.